If you've ever spent time in the United States, you may have heard things like this. Taxation without representation is tyranny! Don't tread on me! Give me liberty or give me death! But did you know taxation without representation still happens in America? 3 million people live in U.S. territories. They pay federal taxes, but don't have a voting member of Congress. The myth that our territories don't pay taxes, and yes, it is a myth, comes from the fact that not everyone in the territories pays the federal income tax. But there are some big problems with that myth. Firstly, some people in the territories do pay the federal income tax. Mind blown! From what I can tell, based on the kind of dense and hard to follow IRS documents I've read, the specifics of who pays federal income taxes varies from territory to territory, but it's generally based in some way on whether your income is coming from a source in the territory, in one of the 50 states, or somewhere else. The second problem with the myth is that the federal income tax isn't the only federal tax out there. Mind super blown. Residents of our territories still have to pay the Social Security and Medicare taxes, which take up a significant portion of a person's wages throughout their working career. Woohoo! Taxation without representation is alive and well. A third problem with the myth is that taxes aren't the only way federal policy costs you money. Mind extra super ultra blown. When the federal government gets itself into a trade war with China, that causes the cost of goods to rise in the territories too. When the federal government pisses off the Saudis and they jack up the price of oil, that makes gas prices skyrocket in the territories too. When the federal government prints a ton of money and starts an inflation crisis, that hurts the territories too. There's just no escaping how much federal policy, including federal tax policy, affects the Americans living in our territories, and they deserve a voice in those policies just like the rest of us do. If you're living in a state and you don't like your taxes, you can ask your U.S. senators to change things, and even vote them out if they refuse. But if you're living in a territory and you don't like your taxes, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Oh. For shame, America. For shame. You know, America, you should really get on fixing this. Like, I don't know, offering the territories a chance to become states or something. The end. P.S. I pretty much left Washington, D.C. out of this analysis because in D.C. you have to pay all federal taxes. So the whole taxation without representation situation there is even more egregious. Okay, bye.